Is October 5th. We are on Road 9N, paralleling the Osable River, which is the river that was up out of Wilmington, where we were staying up at Lake Placid area. And this river was it was where I filmed this morning and took some snapshots right there at the campground. It's a beautiful day. It's about 53 degrees, a little bit warmer than it has been. Still cloudy, but it was a wonderful night. Last night we had a campfire and very, very nice evening in the Adirondacks. So we're on our way to Vermont to check into the condo this afternoon. Yeah, I got it. There's a red tree, and I don't think I got it. You know why? It's pretty dry. We're just coming. There's no wind today. There's no rain. It's cloudy, but it's a beautiful day. Not a lot of traffic. We'll be on the Freeway 87 here in a few minutes, heading north, right up to the border. We'll be crossing on a bridge over Lake Champlain, and then down into Vermont. We'll be almost to the Canadian border. Actually, it's the Quebec border and New York, and then over into Vermont. Okay, we are on 87 going straight north on the New York side. We just passed apple orchards. I can't see them right now because of this edge here. Got a nice panoramic view. There's some apple orchards. They just cut down their corn. We saw they're getting ready to plow that under. Beautiful day. It looks like some of these trees haven't started even turning yet, and yet where we were in the Adirondacks, it was already peak. We're actually out of the Adirondacks now. Yeah, I got them pretty good. I can even say Osable.
What?
Osable?
Yep.
Osable River and Adirondack. Lots of practice. See? Got it down. Turtle Island in Michigan? No, I can't. What is it? Machilliwackanack. It means turtle?
Turtle Island.
Turtle Island. Machilliwackanack. Is that right? Machilliwackanack.
Close enough.
Turtle Island. Cassidy, you'll have to learn that. Machilliwackanack. We're almost to the end of where we're going to be turning off of 87 and then heading east into Vermont. Just a beautiful drive. Gorgeous day. We're actually up to 55 degrees. A lot of these trees have actually already lost their leaves, probably from that wind. The night before last, we had the wind really blew hard, and the trailer, and a lot of the color off the leaves was blown off. Town of Champlain. We're actually going to be going across the Champlain Lake. I think I already mentioned that. And in fact, we should be turning off here before too much longer. Some pretty trees right there. Absolutely beautiful. Cornfields over here. We've been passing cornfields and apple orchards. And we're just about where we're going to be crossing over Lake Champlain.
On the crack of the windshield.
Yeah, I think I did that the other day after we cracked it. Yeah, the crack right there. You can't really see it in the camera, but it's moving up. This is our getting off of 87. We're going right up here to the bridge that goes into Vermont. Okay, we're still on the New York side, Highway 11. We're about 5 miles from the bridge that goes over to Vermont, over Lake Champlain. Okay, right in front of us is Lake Champlain. And we're getting ready to go over this bridge up here to the Vermont Bridge. There's the bridge out there. The other side over there is Vermont. There's the bridge we're going to be going over. Orange right in front is the Canadian border. We're turning here. In fact, that's their check station. I can see it. We just turned to go over the bridge. We cannot go into Canada with our motorhome due to Frank's pistol. So our plan was never to go into Canada unless we just drive the car over, which we might do. I don't know. We've got our passports if we need to. But we are right on the New York Canadian border, just about to the bridge that crosses into Vermont. There's the bridge. Up and over. It'll actually go onto an island and keep going, and then on to probably another bridge. About halfway across here will be Vermont. In fact, the islands are Vermont. This is Lake Champlain, state line. We're now in Vermont. Our destination, Vermont. We've got a little place there you can get out on to put your boat in, I guess, or just to look. This is about as far north as you can go in Vermont. The border is just to our left, maybe a mile or two. Not even that. This is actually a peninsula that comes down from Canada through onto Lake Champlain. And we'll go over another bridge to get off this peninsula, go into mainland Vermont. Again, corn here on the side. Get ready to be harvested. We had no idea how much corn there is back here in the east. It's phenomenal. More of it over here. Farmland. Oh, there's a nice looking little farm. Seen a lot of farms on this trip. Seen a lot of rural America. We're coming off that peninsula. This is again Lake Champlain. We were just on part of a peninsula. This goes all the way down. There's several islands on the lake. It's a huge, 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 huge lake. Huge, 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 huge. That's a neat looking farm right over there. Across the lake too. I'm not sure what the water is here to our left. It just says we're going through some kind of a state park. But you can see they've been doing some rolling up the hay. There's a railroad right there on the other side of the hayfield with this. It might be part of Lake Champlain, although I don't think so. It's probably just a river that flows into the lake. It's just beautiful. We're almost to Freeway 89. We'll only be on it about 10 miles. And then we head east into the Smuggler's Notch. So So we're not too far from there, maybe an hour. Just got onto 89. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
It's so pretty. We'll be on 89 about 10 miles. Give or take a mile or two. So we're only Burlington's 36 miles, but we don't go all the way into Burlington. We'll turn off before then. Probably do a day trip into Burlington.
Don't fight, don't fight, just wait till tomorrow. Maybe we'll ride on again.
This is on Highway 104. We're about 30 miles from Smuggler's Notch. Isn't that beautiful? Finally see some cattle. We really haven't seen a lot of cattle.
And it starts to get smoother, the circle begins. But by the time that we get there,
Absolutely beautiful country.
to the lake,
Pretty countryside.
down there made some fall right down. Taking the right way.
Some kind of a power plant waterfall right through here.
With a big cigar, getting into his car. I stopped and I waited for him to back up.
We're still on 104. It's kind of a rough road and just little towns along the way. We turn off this in about 10 miles on the road to Smuggler's Notch. We're probably about 18-20 miles max. Some kind of a river here. Feeds the power plant. We're almost to the town of Cambridge. This came through Fairfax. Into the little town of Cambridge. This is coming into Jefferson South. We're going to turn right here. This is the little town of Jefferson. Jefferson. Frank's gonna let some cars go by. About to the resort. That mountain straight ahead of us is the ski mountain. I can see the ski runs. It's like a golf course up ahead. And I think we pretty much hit it at its peak. It is beautiful. I hope this turns out how pretty it is. Smuggler's Notch Resort.
Come on, car. Brief.
Our first day excursion just left Smuggler's Notch a few minutes ago. We're heading north through Jeffersonville, and then we're going to go on up to a town called Bakersfield, Vermont, and then on up north and doing a big loop, getting the fall colors, maybe a few of the bridges. It's cold. It's about 48 degrees and the sun is shining and clouds, so it's going to be a pretty day. It warms up as the day goes on. We went to the orientation meeting this morning to kind of get an idea of what's going on. We're going to do a trip to Montreal tomorrow. That'll be our only tour that we're actually going to go on. And the rest of it will be doing our own thing. The town of Jeffersonville. And 108, we turn to the left. This is the sign that says Bakersfield, Vermont. This is the road out of Jeffersonville, heading up to Bakersfield. This is Route 108, and it is absolutely beautiful. What a pretty drive. The orientation this morning, they're pretty much going into peak here with their fall colors. Okay, this is the town of Bakersfield, Vermont. Just took a snapshot at the sign. But the little town of Bakersfield, Vermont, which is above Smuggler's Notch. We've been doing the drive here. It's been beautiful. Oh, look out through there. This is Bakersfield, Vermont. Bakersfield, California doesn't quite look like this, huh, guys? Beautiful. Some of the houses here in Bakersfield. Red barn.
So you take a picture.
Okay.
House in that barn.
In downtown Bakersfield, there's the post office right there for Bakersfield, Vermont. Well, right now it's being hidden. This white building right here is the Bakersfield Village Market. Okay, now I can zoom in on it. Right there, Bakersfield Village Market. Then across this building right here is the post office. Their cemetery is right across the street from the post office and the market. An old barn. It's right across the street. Bakersfield, Vermont Post Office. Never knew there was another Bakersfield.
Yeah, this is just on the edge of Bakersfield, Vermont. A big, huge yard, no fences. Nicely, neatly manicured places, homes, little 2-lane road. Bakersfield Country Club.
Huh. Bakersfield Country Club up to the right. What an awesome area. On up that way. That road there, I guess. Bakersfield Country Club. Right there's the sign. And it is obviously a golf course. And very well manicured. Ready to play golf on. Don't really see anybody out playing right now. Okay, here's the country club. Golf course. Clubhouse. Here's the road coming up into the golf course. Road going out of Bakersfield. We're heading up to a little town called Enosburg Falls. Just came over a hill and another farmhouse. Some kind of a sign on it. I'm not sure what it says down there. I'll have to go take a look as we drive by. Just beautiful. Okay, they haven't harvested their corn yet here.
They're doing it right now.
Oh, they're doing it now. Okay. Oh, they sure are. This is the first ones we've actually seen being harvested. We've been seeing them either ready for harvest or they're already through. But they are actually doing it right there. Red barn up here. Harvest time. Definitely rural America. Several Holstein cows, the milk cows, dairies in through here. Historic site, President Arthur Historic Site. That's what that gal was telling us. But where?
This is where he was born.
Is where he was born? There's a cemetery. We see so many of these cemeteries. It's a beautiful valley through here. Farming and dairies and well manicured houses. They're older houses, but well taken care of for the most part. And a lot of them have pumpkins out and mums. And the corn stalks all decorated for Halloween. This is West Enosburg. I can see a steeple of an old church coming into view. Right up through there. A lot of old churches with the steeples. Around to the old church I just got the steeple on. And it is an old church. United Methodist. Let's kind of show you the area here. Isn't that pretty out through there? Here you got the Holstein cows out in the feeding. Just past the church on a dirt road and farm, and I'll show the cows in a second. Talk about cows, here they are right at the side of the road. Gee, they're ready to be milked. This is coming into the town of Enosburg, like Enos Lane with a berg. Waterfall here at Enosburg. Coming into it. I'm not sure the name of the lake or the river. That side of Enosburg, we stopped by whatever the little river was and had some cheese and crackers. And we're now on 105 going east. We're making a circle. We'll end up back at Smuggler's Cove, or Smuggler's Notch rather. There's the river down there. Beautiful country. Over that bridge, I'm assuming. Got another, looks like we have another dairy cattle. Oh, I guess we don't go over the bridge, we keep going. The river, whatever the river is. Another old cemetery there on the left. Now we're on Highway 118 way to a little town called Montgomery. And that big peak way over there that I think you can see the dark shadows of peak. It's about 3,800 feet, 3,891 I think it said. It's a ski area. But Vermont is not flat. Definitely is rolling hills. The hills, they're not tall mountains like the Sierras by any stretch, but very hilly area. Mountainous with the valleys. Old houses. Old barns like this one. Victorian style houses in some areas. They're plowing in the middle, but not here at the side. That's interesting. And then the one next to it's been harvested. I said plowing, but I meant harvested. Looks like we're coming up to another cattle. Although I don't see any cattle, it just looks like a cattle barn, old cattle barn. Doesn't look like they're using it for that anymore. There's an old brick house. Okay, this is one of the bridges, Longley. Ah, we're going through a bridge, a covered bridge. Cool. Look how pretty. Oh my goodness. That was the Longley covered bridge. I'm gonna get out and take a couple snapshots here.
I thought there was a guy right behind me.
Okay, we came through that bridge. Now we've got some cattle. Tell you what, talk about happy cows and horses. Oh, there's a horse right in the middle of the cows. These cows have lack nothing. Whew, they stink too for eating. Dairy cows, obviously, but they are mighty healthy, happy cows. Talk about California cows being happy. They lack nothing. This is just a side road. I just hope these vibrant colors show up when we look at the film. I feel like a broken record when I talk about how beautiful it is. Barn. I'm going back the same way. That hillside over there, the sun's hitting on it, so it's so pretty. It's real cloudy today, but it's about 51 degrees. Not too bad. That mountain right in front of us that's showing up is that ski mountain I was talking about a minute ago. And our happy Vermont cows. There's the bridge we went through a minute ago. Okay, whoops, wrong way. Built in 1863. I had to turn around to get a picture of this. With the red barn, I'll show it in a second. Going the other way, but that is just gorgeous. It was covered till we didn't see it till we got right on it.
And a car speeding down.
Yeah. That is so cool.
Get out of the way.
Okay, here's another bridge. Don't know the name of it. But I'll take a couple of... I think we can drive across it too. Can we park right here and let me take a couple... The old houses here in Montgomery. Here's a church. I know, I'm kind of sorry about that. Some of the houses in through here, we've seen they're actually scraping them like they're getting ready to paint them. But that bridge was cool. What did I say? Comstock was built in 1886. That hillside is just beautiful. They've harvested the corn. On Montgomery. We're just amazed at here's an old bed and breakfast. Amazed at the people that are decorated for Halloween with the mums and pumpkins and. Okay, we're going to be going on 118 here.
She's out taking pictures and she wanted motions for me to just follow along in the car. I think she's taking a picture of every tree along the way. And she thinks that there might be a bridge right down here. Why she thinks that, I don't know, but she has kind of woman's intuition. Oh, she sees something. Another picture. I think she's out of luck on this one. It's not a covered bridge like she's looking for. It's just a regular old California type bridge.
We're doing some road work here in this area. But you can see the trees are right down here on both sides of the road, more closed in. We got another stop ahead. This is where they're been doing road work the last couple 3 miles. Probably getting ready for winter time. Yeah. This is coming into a little town called Belvedere.
I want to go back up and you can take a picture of the laundry.
Okay. It's like an old church.
Church or schoolhouse.
That's pretty. That's the hillside up there. We're coming back down this hill again because we want to get a picture of this house with the laundry, and then I'm gonna stop and get a snapshot. But you know, I mean, this is whoops, I'm sorry.
Snowmobile crossing.
Yeah. There's the laundry on the clothesline. Belvedere.
Fire hydrant. They've got a piece of 6-inch PVC runs down out into the river, and they got a spreader bar out in the river, so they just hook up there and suck water out of there to put the fires out.
Just on a side road.
This is the late harvest for the corn. Making silage for the cattle feed. You can see it shooting into the trailer behind, and there goes Judy. It's a nice little farmhouse right here. Here comes a car down the road. He's real close right down below me here. He'll probably get ready to make a turn or go back down another road, but you can see he's mowing that stuff down. Pretty good. Cattle are gonna love it. There's Judy back in the picture again.
This is the road going into Smuggler's Notch. We've been here since Sunday, and today's Tuesday. We're getting ready to go down through what's called the Notch into the town of Stowe. Went and got gas and thought I would show how pretty it is coming into the resort. The hillsides are just ablaze with the colors, fall colors. It's about 49 degrees right now, and it's supposed to be a high 50s today on Tuesday the 7th. There is not a cloud in the sky. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's pretty nippy of a morning. In fact, this morning there was frost all over the windshield. So it got dipped down into the low 30s last night. Just corrected me. It was ice on the windshield, not frost, that he was chipping off all over. It was icy. And I don't know if this will show up or not, but we're seeing some of the ski runs. Our condo is just below two of the runs, although we don't really see them from the condo. We can see them from a distance. In fact, there's two of them right there. Our condo's right below that. And then there's some more runs up on that hillside. They probably won't show up on the film, but here we're coming into Smuggler's Notch. There's the billboard to turn into the actual resort. And then our motorhome is parked right back in here. That's not going to show, but it's back in there. And then the entrance to where our condo is just right up the road here. So it's a huge resort. It's more like a house that we're in than it's a condominium, but it's a nice size. And where we're staying is right in what they call the West, well, that's not going to show up, West Hill, right in there. We'll show it later. Now we're heading on 108. It's going to go through what's called the Notch, that we will not be able to take the motorhome through when we leave. We're heading down to the town of Stowe, S-T-O-W-E. Okay, this is the part of the road only a couple miles south of where we're staying that is not recommended for buses, RVs, or trucks. It'll get narrow and windy through the Notch. In fact, they said one area in here only one car at a time can go through. Yeah, I wouldn't want to bring the motorhome through here. But it is beautiful. The sun can't even get down in this notch between the two hills. The snotch. Yeah, we're climbing. Now the road narrows. I thought it already had narrowed. I don't know where everybody's walking to. Up there on those rocks. Now there's no center divider. In fact, this kind of reminds me of a road we did up at Glacier. How pretty. People just out kind of walking and whoops. Crested. Now we're going down on the other side. hairpin turn here. Yeah, I would not want to bring the motorhome on this. Frank would be a nervous wreck. And me too. Hillside's just gorgeous. Okay, we're back on where there's a stripe down the middle now. Back on a 2-lane. This is another ski resort called out of Stowe. And that's the mountainside with all the ski runs. Absolutely gorgeous. Can't see him much through the... There you can see the runs now. So pretty. There's 2 ski areas. There's Smugglers and Stowe. Stowe's on the other side here. And then we'll come into the town of Stowe. Panoramic view. Again, going into Stowe. Side of the window here a little bit. No. Here's a beautiful hillside, fiery red. With the colors of the leaves, just gorgeous. They're really at their peak. Sleigh rides right through there. Another covered bridge.
Or Von Trapp.
The Von Trapp. We're heading up to the Trapp or Von Trapp family lodge that the Sound of Music was made after. And I guess they came over here back, I don't know what year, but probably in the 40s, 30s. And this reminded them so much of their place where the Sound of Music was done that they bought this. So we're going to take a look. Here's the Trapp family lodge. Welcome with the mums.
Okay, this is the Von Trapp home, I guess. I don't know. It looks more like a lodge to me.
Maybe a lodge too, but we'll find out. It's beautiful. Beautiful setting.
There's a little scenic place here for the Von Trapp resort. Got all their pumpkins and Adirondack chairs and benches and mums and bridge corn.
Beautiful.
Okay, this is in the little town of Stowe, which is kind of a touristy place. But we had to stop and get a picture of this little church with the steeple back up here amongst the yellow and orange trees. And down below it's the little river, the Stowe River. And the Notch hiking into a lake. They say it's about 1.1 miles or 1.2 or something like that. So far it's been a pretty straight up hike. So
straight up. Frank had to find me a walking stick here.
We've came part of the way.
Piece of cake in through here. But it's a beautiful day and it's sunny.
Yeah. Kind of a strenuous hike.
Kinda.
And we're going on up through there. We talked to one guy a while ago. He said we're about halfway. We figured we were just about there.
So we don't know where we are.
We're somewhere on a trail between here and there. Okay, we finally made it up to the lake. A 1.1 mile hike. Had a little bite to eat for lunch. I think this is called Sterling Pond. More like a pond. Right down there you can see the ski lift. Tucked back in the trees. And this is where Judy and I...
Believe it or not, I have cell service. Checking voicemail. Can't believe it.
Okay, we're hiked up here. This ski lift comes right up to where we hiked up to. It's called Top of the Notch. And looking back down that area, you can see our condo down in there somewhere. That's called Smuggler's Notch.
Is that Smuggler's Notch down there?
Mm-hmm.
It has to be.
Yep. There's a water pond down there.
Step forward, please.
And you can see the
Isn't this beautiful? I'll tell you what, I'll take a picture of you guys.
take a video. It's a little breezy today, cloudy. They predicted a little bit of rain, but then clearing. 65-degree temperature today. But I want to show some of the vivid colors if they will show up. The reds and the yellows and the greens, and this whole hillside over here is just covered with color. Of course, the higher up you go, the I think they've started losing their leaves up there. But these are maple trees and birch and aspen, a few evergreens and pines, birch, firs, Douglas firs scattered in there. And this is some just off of the deck. Right here the sun's kind of hitting on.
They are arming.
Okay, this is Judy. We just stumbled onto this covered bridge, and she had to take a picture of it.
Muddy.
Yeah, and she says it's muddy. Well, it's because it's been raining and they have some dirt roads back here.
That is so pretty, the stream on both sides.
You want to embellish any?
It is a covered bridge. This one doesn't say. The sign's been taken down as to the name of it. But it's on the Brewster River, B-R-E-W-S-T-E-R River Trail. Access to Gorge. So there's a trail that goes down through there. And it's just probably built in the late 1800s like the other two. And
Okay, this bridge was built by Alan Brewster in the late 1800s. And it's what they call a lattice work type, lattice style. We're getting to go clear through it. We don't even have to pay for it.
yeah.
Most everything back here you got to pay for.
Yeah, Brewster River Gorge Park.
But
down
there
that
we
way.
are. We're through. And
gift shop downstairs, and of course we farmed 7 days a week. I mean, it just was in the real estate, and I was looking for the kids were looking for a house at the time, and so I saw this and I said, well, we should go up and see it, and I just fell in love with the river. The river, you
So
can
you
hear.
have quite a view from the river. I saw you got a little bit of a deck back there.
Yes, yes.
Does it go the whole width then back there?
Yes, and
well, that's a neat. Now Judy come down and talk to the lady that lives here, and she came out and turned the water wheel on for us. And it's just for aesthetics now. It used to be they used to grind flour here. And her husband and 4 kids were farmers down by a town called Essex. They've got all their pumpkins and their firewood, and there's some more bridge corn. There's their little deck looking out over the river. And the clouds is blowing away, sun's coming out. There's Judy still out talking to the lady that lives here. So they are cattle farmers. They have Holsteins, and they sell their milk to a co-op that goes to Ben and Jerry's ice cream, and they also make mozzarella cheese. And up here, it looks like they've got stained glass window up there.
Okay, this is the road to Burlington.
Okay, I'm going to narrate here for a while.
Please do.
We don't need to hear about the road. This out here to the left is a little swampy pond, and then colorful trees. There's all types of trees, from maple to birch to Douglas fir to quaking aspens. The quakies are the ones with most of the yellow leaves. They don't really get real bright red like the maple and the cedar do. Or not cedar, but the maple and what's the other?
I don't know.
Hardwood. But then there's a few little saplings coming up along the way, and then between the saplings are a few little siblings that you see from place to place, and I think some of those are going to make their way back to California to be planted. And I'm going to try to start a grove of maple trees and start a maple factory in Bakersfield, California. So with that, the weather has cleared up very much. To those up there on the ridge, you can see the vivid colors of the red, the orange, the yellow, the light green, the lime green, and it's a lot prettier than looking at the roadway 104 or 105, whichever road we're on. Pretty trees. that's what we came back here to do, was look at the leaves. It's a watershed. It's a stopping off point for the Canadian honkers that are flying from the far north to the far south for the winter. And it's also a moose habitat. They've got several signs up along the road to watch out for moose. And with habitat like this, it's a very dense, I won't say forest, but a very dense woodsy area, which they like. And it's damp, it's cool, and they've got all these little swampy areas because they like to eat underwater vegetation. And that's about all I have to say about that topic.
See, Frank's more descriptive than I am. I just kind of give the facts and he has fun with them. But it's started out raining this morning. Supposed to be up to 69 in Burlington. There's a red barn over there with the house with the beautiful fall colored trees around it. This is the town of Upper Hill.
Underhill.
Oh, Underhill. I keep wanting to say Upper Hill. And you have some, not only the fall foliage, but some pine trees. We've climbed a little bit higher. Let me see if I can zoom over there. There's actually a purple barn or a purple house over there. Oops, my zoom's not working. That wasn't very good. What a pretty hillside. This right here is an Irish family farm since 1892. Look at the beautiful mums. Frank bought me 2 mums day before yesterday, and all the pumpkins. So this is an old farmhouse right here. The farmhouse is it looks like a church.
It is.
It is an old church.
Oh, it's a fairly new one.
Fairly new one.
Yeah.
Okay. I was wrong on that. It's a Lutheran church. A lot of Lutheran churches back here. That's a neat house. The barn. More pine trees around it. Okay, this is the one that's more of a modern church right there. Good Shepherd Lutheran Church. Some of the older churches have been sold. It looks like they go to, there's different stores in them. I saw one back in this town. What a cool farm. Horses, white picket fence around the horses, green grass and the fall colors, blue sky with some clouds.
This is outside of Underhill, Vermont. And of course we saw this little old grist mill refurbished old building. It's now the craft shop. And this is just on the other side of the old grist mill. The owners and his wife built this in 1929 and would use the water from the river right here to grind wheat into flour, and then sold it to the various little communities around the area.
My camera's not taking. I gotta turn it off and back on. Did that the other day.
Judy wanted me to take a picture of these mums. She is just completely enthralled by all the different colors of mums, and she'd like to take a basket of each color home with her to California.
Okay, we are in downtown Burlington. Lake Champlain is right in front of us. And this is quite the college town. This street going across from us, there's no cars on it, it's just restaurants. This is the banners up there show this is probably the center of town. You can go, I think.
Where am I going to go, Jim?
Oh, I see. Got a red car in front of us. There's like the University of Vermont. There's about 4 or 5 different colleges here. When we were at orientation, it was saying that the population of Vermont or Burlington's about 40,000, and then they've got 30,000 college students. So it's a huge, huge college town. We're about 4 blocks from, oh, this is what the holdup is. We got road work. We're about 4 blocks from Lake Champlain, and you can see across over into New York.
And I are here at Lake Champlain in Burlingame, Vermont. It's turned out to be a beautiful day, sunshine, about 60 some degrees. Actually, this is Burlington. We're right here at one of the little marinas. This is very much a college town. There's about 4 or 5 different colleges here. And oh, by the way, that sailboat right there is mine. That one right there.
Yeah, right.
I'm renting it out this
warm
week.
here today.
And we just talked to a girl over here, a young mother and her little daughter from Ventura, California, that moved to Maine. And right out there is a lighthouse. That is the lighthouse at Lake Champlain, Vermont. And there's a guy going out in my sailboat right there. Rented it to him for the week. Yeah, this is the University of Vermont Sailing Club. They don't hardly have enough wind to sail. They might make it out past the breakwater. Aboard the excursion ship, the Spirit of Ethan Allen. And there's Judy right back there. I think she's talking to Janet right now.
Eye out for Champ. Champ is the legendary sea monster of Lake Champlain. I'm not quite sure why we call him a monster. I know of no monstrous thing that he or she
This is the cruise on Lake Champlain. And here's Judy taking pictures.
As usual. That's pretty bad.
This island right out here is called Juniper Island. It's probably pretty windy sounding in the video.
There's another interesting story about of this rock. There's an Indian tribe in Vermont known as the Abenakis. The Abenakis believe this rock is their great god, Aziato, and that Aziato created all the beauty of the Chilko Valley. He then turned himself into stone and placed himself where he could keep an everlasting eye over his beautiful creation. In the early 1950s, some local steamboat owners thought it would be a neat trick to place a echoing draft back of the stone at 6 feet. It was propelled through the water by two 44-inch diameter propellers, and these propellers were turned by two 12-cylinder Detroit diesel engines rated at 500 horsepower each. Hero brick building with a tall brick smokestack. For many years, this was the General Electric Lakeside division, although it has since been acquired by General Dynamics. General Dynamics is an armaments plant where they used to build the famous, or maybe I should say the infamous, Vulcan Gatling gun that was instrumental during Desert Storm. It was also used during the Vietnam War. This Gatling gun has the capability of rattling off about 4,000 rounds per minute.
And that is the big city of Burlington.
Directly ahead to the right, you should see the Queen City, Burlington, Vermont. If you look up at the skyline of Burlington and look to the right of the cluster of buildings, up on the hillside, you should see a tall tower with a white superstructure and gold ball on top. This is the Ira Allen Tower located at the chapel of the University of Vermont. Ira Allen and his brother Ethan Allen owned a very large land company that was named after the Whiskey River. It was known as the Onion River Land Company, and to the left of us, you will see the Burlington Breakwater. To the left of the breakwater are a couple of those large buoys placed by the Vermont Underwater Historic Preserve. These buoys mark the bow and stern of a wreck known as the General Butler. The General Butler was a large sailing cargo vessel. She had a full load of marble on board. One cold, snowy December day, while attempting to make port in Burlington, the rudder post on the vessel broke, and the captain lost steerage of the vessel. The captain tried to
We are returning from our trip on the Ethan Allen, and you can see from out here a good view of Burlington, Vermont, the home of the zebra mussel.
Look at the kayaks out here. It's just some canoes and kayaks out.
Yep. Can take a picture. There it is. Where Judy and I. Where did it go? Where did it go?
Right there.
There it is.
With that blue on the top of it.
What's it called? Right in there.
That boat's called the Adirondack.
Looking into the sun, taking pictures of the canoers. And out there is the sailboaters. That's the Ethan Allen that we took our little mini cruise on. What a picture. Stepped out on the balcony, or the deck, I guess it is. Looking kind of north at the white fluffy clouds floating our direction. And then the trees, and blue skies. Going to be a post coming into view here. Getting a little breezy. Not supposed to do that today. This is the Cambridge Junction Bridge. Builder George W. Holmes. King post with Burr arch. Built in 1887. We're going through the bridge. Judy is standing back behind me, taking pictures. Here's a car coming to meet me. Cambridge Junction Bridge again from the other direction. And there's Mrs. Miller coming walking down the road. She's been out taking her pictures.
There's a chapel right there. This is Antique Alley. I already missed some of the antique stores on the way to Johnson, Highway 15. And I don't know if that's going to show. It's kind of going up into towards the sun, but just absolutely beautiful. This is the church. It was more of a modern one. Another cemetery. There's the antique sign. I'm seeing several. Oh, there's pumpkins and eggs. You know what? We could use some eggs. I'm not sure where it's at, but fresh vegetables and eggs coming up here somewhere. That's a neat looking barn right there. Right here is where it is.
Stop.
Well, if you want some fresh eggs, maple syrup. Okay, this is the town of Johnson. They're doing a little bit of road work here. And I just had to show another one of the downtown areas, old buildings, another church. Every one of these, I don't know if you've noticed by now, have a clock on the top just about. And the clock's usually right on all of them. Gorgeous, gorgeous day. 61 degrees right now.
There's the Johnson Woolen Mill
Johnson
factory.
Woolen Mills factory store. I bet that would be a neat store to go in, too. Kind of like that one yesterday. We just stopped at a roadside stand and got some fresh eggs and organic eggs and vegetables and some corn. We'll barbecue some corn on the cob tonight and on our deck. And we keep going. No, go to the right. That's 100, but it goes north.
Clyde, Eden, Newport.
That is a yellow tree if I ever saw a yellow
Kind
tree.
Is that a pine tree?
I have no idea. It's probably a maple tree. It's a maple. I started to say to the gal at the vegetable stand, said that right now our colors up here, she said, are looking dull, that it's real vibrant in southern Vermont. You can go on. We're out of the town of Johnson. We're coming up on this neat looking church out here in the middle of, looks like in the middle of nowhere, but it's the Nazarene Church. About that. Went into Johnson's wool place, but we live in hot Bakersfield. Can't handle wool, but stuff in there. If it was real cold where we live, and it was all made here in Vermont. Johnson's wool. Then they also had stuff from Pendleton wool and Woolrich.
Trucks.
We just turned off 15. The outside of the town of Hyde. Because there was a sign that said Governor's House. That's probably it right in front of it. In front of us, I betcha. That's a cool looking place. Well, look at all the parking here. Yeah, that one is bright red. Let's try and see what that parking lot says. There's 2 sheriffs come out of there. Old town. It's like another church coming up. It's a neat looking church. Now that one's got a cross on the top instead of a clock. St. Teresa's Catholic Church. That building there was the county courthouse. An elementary school. 1898 it says up on the top of it. What a place to go to school. I know, lots of churches. In fact, there's another one right there. Coming down into a little bit of a valley. I hope the yellow trees show up on this.
Trinity Assembly of God Church.
Assembly of God where? Finally?
That you just took a picture of.
Oh, was that an Assembly of God? Okay, see, I didn't see the sign. We haven't seen that many Assembly of God churches. It's a neat barn and farm on this side.
Okay, we're going to turn around and go back, take a picture of this red barn and the sign that precedes it on the highway. These little rural highways, roads, they just have built their barns and houses right on the edge of the road. That's called wayside farm. So up here, I won't tell you what it says until we turn around and come back. Okay, we're coming up to this sign, and I got traffic behind me, so I won't be able to stop. Judy can zoom in on the sign. It says, "Watch for snow from roof."
I got it.
And here's the barn. It's maybe 10 or 15 feet off the edge of the roadway. But during snow season, you got to watch out for the snow because it will slide off that roof right onto the highway.
That's amazing. Have Frank turn around. Everything here says Bucks on it. It's the town of Wolcott. But he's got to turn around or else park. Why don't you just park right in here because it's back that way and I got to show it to you. Show you in a second. Here's their little post office. Okay, we're turning around. Now see if you can park behind this blue car or in front of it. You got it? It just brought back memories. That's very good.
Okay, this is the last of the railroad covered bridges. in Vermont, and they was planning to destroy it, tear it down, and they decided to shore it up underneath, and it says it's still in use. It's one of only few with what they call the little roadside park right here by the covered bridge. And evidently the railroad tracks ran on down that way. This is the railroad bridge. Here's the railroad tracks going into the bridge. And it goes right out there and stops since it's no longer in use.
I don't know, maybe I'll just let you walk through it.
Why?
Well, I don't want my, you gotta,
There's the lattice work of how it was all put together. And this is what they call the lattice work. And that kind of a fixture up on top was for the smoke to get out from the train that went through. This is just on the outside of it, showing the sheeting and covering and the shoring up. This is done over the river. But it's the Fisher Bridge in Walcott, Vermont. Last railroad covered bridge still in regular use, but this one isn't in regular use in Vermont. And one of a very few left in the U.S., built in 1908. It is the only one remaining with full-length cupola, which provided a smoke escape for the engines in 1968. They was going to destroy it, and so on and so on.
we are on the road into the town of Cabot, the Cabot Creamery where they make the cheese, and it's off the beaten path.
Something.
Yeah. Look at the trees on that hillside. It's pretty. Yeah, I told,
Shades of yellow.
there's a yellow tree. I told Frank I feel like a broken record because I say the same things, but it's just so pretty. Although we can see a difference on some of the hillsides are not as brilliant as they were. Like right alongside the road here, some of them have lost their leaves. As the breeze picks up, they start losing them. And it's hard to understand some of these people living back in here as cold as it gets. In the wintertime, I just can't believe how cold it gets. Some of these places are about to fall down, and others look very, very well kept. A lot of pine trees in through here, I've noticed. That's right. We talked to three ladies back in Winslow, back there where took a picture of the weather vane, quote unquote, bucks at Weather Rock. And they said it gets 20 to 30 degrees below zero in the winter. And none of them really like living here. They said it's just real cold.
They hate it, but they can't leave
Hate it, but they can't leave.
because of family or
Yeah, the one gal, she's got a 90-year-old mother-in-law and a sister-in-law, or a sister that's ill, that's very ill, and they've lived here all their lives, and some of them would like to leave and can't. Makes you appreciate our warmer weather in the wintertime, even though we get cold. 30 damn cold. I will think of Vermont. This is pretty. Vermont being 30 degrees below zero. And that will warm me up in a hurry. A little valley right through here.
village limits, no shooting.
Oh, no shooting, huh? So this is probably the village of Cabot that we're coming into. It is off the beaten path. You have to
Welcome to Cabot.
deliberately come here. It's the main street of Cabot. Another one of the churches with a bell tower. And they're all white. I mean, they're just...
House right here.
Oh, okay. There's an old Victorian style house right there.
Very ornamental.
Yes. We see a lot of them. It's just that we pass them so quick, it's hard to get a picture of them. That's a different shaped building right there. With that red one?
Oh,
No, this red right here with the side window. Yeah, I got the church. Some kind of a monument to something right there. That was Ace Hardware on the street. Another old neat looking home. And this is probably the creamery right in front of us, would be my guess. Where they make cheese. Cabot cheese. We went to a Cabot and bought some Cabot cheese, but we didn't realize that isn't where they make it. It's here. And they will, I think they offer tours. Visitor Center for Cabot. And they make great cheese. Parking up above their upper level parking.
Greenhouse.
Yeah. We just left the Cabot Creamery where we did a tour and bought some cheese and a cheese slicer. Or cheese, was that a slicer? It's on a granite thing. Anyway, had a really nice tour of how they, in fact, there's some cows. Those don't look like they're cheese cows. But just a beautiful, beautiful area. You can sure tell that some of the trees have lost their leaves. It's past peak here, not near as vibrant as some of the other areas in color, but a great area. We're heading south. We'll go into a little bit of Montpelier, which is their capital, and a bit of trivia. Montpelier, the capital of Vermont, is the smallest capital in the United States, population-wise. It's not near as big as Burlington, so it's a very small capital from what we've been told. So we will see what it looks like. This is the town of Stowe. This is a little walking bridge. I just had to show that. Getting off work time. We've done a loop around and the Stowe Inn, which is pretty cool. And I think that this is, I guess, getting off work traffic. I don't know.
I don't know where all these cars come from.
I don't know where they're coming from either. This little place right here is where I took those neat pictures in front of the store the other day that turned out so good. Right there.
Those neat pictures the other day in front of the store.
Yep, I know which pictures they are.
Of what?
Of just that store. I thought it looked kind of cool. Boy, the traffic is really backed up here. Okay, this is Sunday morning. We're just left the Smuggler's Notch about 20 minutes ago or so. And we just came through the town of Johnson. Because obviously we can't take the motorhome through the Notch. We've come around and had to go north, not too far, to Highway 15, and then we'll go down on 100 through the town of Stowe and follow the scenic route of 100. Don't know how far we'll get today. No big hurry. It's actually Columbus weekend, so there's a lot of traffic out. Sunday afternoon drivers, so we're just going to take our time and stop along the way somewhere in a campground. But the fall leaves are starting to dry out. Fall, it's not quite as vibrant as it was last week. It's 58 degrees. I just saw that on the thing. Our motorhome says 57, so we're in the high 50s today. This is the town we came through on Friday. The town of Johnson. Got another church with the... In fact, I think I took a picture of that one. So it's another beautiful, absolutely gorgeous day, just straight on. Yep, keep on 15. Just an absolutely gorgeous day again, and a beautiful day for driving. That's the Johnson wool. I almost missed it, but we went in that Friday. We went to that Johnson wool place Friday where they make a lot of wool shirts and products and pants for the hunters and the people back here. Wanted to get Frank and Keith something, but like Frank said, it doesn't get that cold in California. It's sitting in their closet. But anyway, it was a neat store to just kind of meander through. So we're through the town of Johnson, and we'll report in later. This is coming into the town of Hyde. Just thought it looked a real pretty little valley here with the farm again. Not too far down here, although I think we'll turn off before we get there, was the covered railroad bridge that we stopped at and had a picnic a couple days ago. Through the town of Hyde, and it's funny, we had to I guess I should have filmed it through the downtown area. Had to turn right and left and right and left right through the downtown, these little towns, just to get through. But we've noticed a lot of people are out walking because the weather is so nice today and sunny. The gas stations, gas is starting to drop. We pay $3.89 right at $3.90 a gallon for diesel. So that's about the cheapest I think we've paid, and here it is way back in northern Vermont. Gas is down to $3.29, although yesterday or a couple days ago we saw a place at $3.09. So with the economy the way it is and gas prices going down, or the barrels. Yeah, and then the home heating oil we saw a sign is, what was it, $3.29?
$3.59.
$3.59 a gallon for home heating oil. Now, we're not sure how long that lasts, but that's about what we pay for diesel. And so that's seems awfully expensive. But again, we don't have any knowledge as to how many gallons a month they need to stay warm. And keep in mind, it gets bitter cold here, below zero, as low as 20-30 degrees below zero. But this is a beautiful drive through here. This is a road we have not been on. We're about 8 miles from Stowe. We're coming in on a different road, like I said, because we couldn't go through the Notch. So bypassing the Notch. And then from Stowe, we stay on 100 South. But a lot of people are out doing their Sunday driving. Another cemetery. Like every town has its old cemeteries and the steeples on their church. Some of the cows. We're just coming into the town of Stowe, but from a different angle than what we have. I don't know, somebody's doing something here. They're looking at something. Corn that hasn't been harvested yet. Looks like they've started it right here along the side.
By ends here. We come out right here by this church.
Is that where we came out?
No, I said this is where we're coming out.
Oh,
The
okay.
other way we came in the other way.
Yeah. We're here in the town of Stowe.
And I'm real thrilled that Judy's taking me right down to this little bitty town.
Yeah, well, honey, there wasn't any choice.
It's a busy Sunday,
Yeah.
lots of traffic.
Motorcycles, great day for motorcycle rides. Frank does a great job with this. I know it's not his most pleasant thing to do, to come through these little towns with a big old motorhome. Some of these tree limbs look like they're gonna hit the top of the motorhome. You can hear the church bell ringing. Back here, not the steeple, right there. This is the downtown area of Stowe. They've got a big art and craft thing going on, but it's up the road a little ways. You can still hear the chapel bells. It's 12 o'clock here. I guess this is just their... There's another... Oh, that must be their city hall. Okay. Where we've been coming out before is right up here at the stop sign where it says 108. That leads you up to the notch and to Smuggler's Notch and through that mountain notch that the motorhome can't go through. So we've been, the 2 or 3 times we came down was through that road right there. And like I said, we had to bypass and go around that notch area. So this is the popular town of Stowe.
Bubbles.
Oh yeah, somebody's blowing bubbles. Okay, this is coming into a little town called Waterbury. This little t-shirt place right here. The kids, their t-shirts. Looks like we got a little road work here.
Sunday.
I don't know. Then here on the right, or the left rather, is the cider place, Cold Hollow. Cold Hollow Cider Mill. And it looks like it is packed today.
We're not stopping.
No. The car is coming in. A lot of these people are probably on their way up to the craft show too. One of the old cemeteries here at the left. This is south of Stowe.
I think we're Ben and Jerry's.
There's Ben and Jerry's up there. They had a traffic cop out directing traffic. Corner too soon, and I didn't realize we were already there. We're just crossing over the freeway 89 on 100, and the mountain side still is beautiful, but you can sure tell that it's past its peak. And it looks like here, honey, we turn to the left on 100 south, continuing on down through Vermont. Because we just crossed over 89 into the town of Waterbury. I think with Columbus weekend, there's just a lot of festivities going on. Here's a big thing going on with the fire department here. They got a big American flag out and all of their fire trucks out. Another Getty sign. We have seen probably 4 or 5 Getty service stations. There's another old church. But Vermont is just full of these little small towns. It's just incredible. But that's what a lot of this is a lot of different activities going on for Columbus weekend in all these little small towns. It's their last hoorah before going into the real cold winter season. We even passed several RVs today, past an RV park that actually looked like it was full. It's such a gorgeous weekend. Everybody's taking advantage of it. This is just out of, we're south of Waterbury, about 15 miles, still on 100. And just past a little town called Waitsfield area, and it was really funny because it had a school on one side and a cemetery right next to it, and then across from it was a church similar to this one right here. So we decided that they teach them, marry them, and bury them.
Bury him, teach him.
Yeah. It's
Top
just,
Line Road.
here's another cool farm coming up here on the left. Right in there. Just a lot of farms through here. Again, some of them I saw doing their plowing, harvesting, I should say. A couple of bed and breakfasts along the way. And then there's this river. I haven't seen it very often, but occasionally you get a glimpse of it, like right through there. It's going along beside us here. The barn. That was the one thing about the K-Bot. Is that, did I say it right?
No.
No. How do you pronounce it? Cobot.
No.
Help me.
What do you take when you take a taxi?
Put it out. Cabot. Okay, Cabot Creamery is a co-op with a lot of different farmers, milk producers. Is what I was trying to say. And that you've got all these dairies, they can't do it on their own, so they have a co-op, and all go in together on the Cabot Creamery. I think this is the town of Waitsfield. Yeah, here's the little town of village of Waitsfield. And they've got their little farmer markets going on today. There's a guy shooting a picture. That's probably a beautiful picture back that way. Problem is with the motorhome, we can't stop on a dime for me to go take pictures. That would have been really, really pretty though. Huh?
The snow over here is really red and orange.
Yeah. Sugar Brush Resort. We just passed a couple 3 miles back. Look at all that firewood. To another ski area. We're on the outskirts of the Green Mountains on our right-hand side. Green Mountain National Forest. And it's got a ski area just north of that. thought I'd show a little bit of this. The leaves are still pretty, but obviously losing their leaves. In front of us is probably about 10 or 12 motorcycles, and that have been going. They were zooming around us. This must be a place to look at the. Oh, there's a waterfall there. That's what everybody's stopping for. A waterfall. Again, this is the Green Mountain National Forest to our right, and it's paralleling this little creek down here. Poor Frank, he'll be glad to get through this, I think, because we've got people riding bikes and cars and motorcycles, and it's a windy, narrow road. It's beautiful, but it's you've got to be on top of it, that's for sure. Which he is. Had to show this coming through another little town. I think this is still part of Granville. Yeah, this is Lower Granville. Got the red barns again, and I saw another steeple up here somewhere. The church. Right there it is. It's about 1:15 on Sunday afternoon. So all these communities we've gone through have had their little to have a convertible ride. Had their church services. And there's Scenic Route 125. That goes up over the Green Mountains. Another church. This is the town of Hancock. Beautiful valley off to the left side of us. Again on 100. We can sure tell a lot of the trees have dropped their leaves. Some are really starting to dry out. Another bike. A lot of motorcycles today, and people in bikes and convertibles. It's up to 67 degrees, that's why. U.S. Post Office. Yeah, this I think is above normal for this time of year at 67. And I know it's cooled off at home too, because yesterday it was like 63 in Bakersfield yesterday. So we're having about the same weather as family in Bakersfield. It's really cooled off there, so that's good. Barn right through there. Greenhouse landscaping. Down in Rochester, Vermont. And I'm sure there will be a church with a tall steeple somewhere. And we're just amazed at how close the buildings are to the roads as we drive along. In the towns as well as other places. Yep, there's the church right up there. Let people go by here. Looks like a bunch ahead at the cafe. Tell you what, there's areas of this road that is real